Okay, so good morning guys and welcome back to another Ragnarok content. Today I'm here to help you out with one of the most crucial decisions you will make in the Ragnarok, which is choosing the right character. Because today we're going to create a simple rankings for the different characters or job classes in this game. So let's get started. Okay, so guys, before we dive in, I just want to give you a bit of context on how we are going to rank this. So we're not just looking at how strong or flashy each class is. What we're focusing on is which one is the fastest and easiest to play and make progress with without spending a single dollar. So basically we're answering the question, what's the best character for a F2P player? Because in Taiwan server, I used to create all of these characters, and also I was able to make all of them into the second class jobs, and until now I'm still using all of these characters every day because I'm really super interested in this game. Especially this is Ragnarok, the game that destroyed my schooling days when I was in high school. Okay, so anyway, let's start with the Acolyte. Well, actually the main reason why Acolyte is here in the first one is because based on my personal experience, Acolyte was my favorite and my best experience in leveling. And also because the Holy Light is actually super strong in the early days of the game. And even after you advance to a priest, you will still be using Holy Light for grinding. And also what makes Acolyte even better is that you can buff yourself or you can support yourself, and at the same time you can farm and grind on your own with your super strong Holy Light. So for a fresh server, Acolyte definitely deserves the S tier spot, so he will be here. And then the next one is this archer. Now the archer is also a solid pick, especially with how strong double strafe is. In the early days you can deal some serious damage too. So in terms of leveling on early days, it's quite similar to the Acolyte, but what makes the journey of this character different from the Acolyte is the amount of Zenny that you will be able to grind on early days. Yeah, because with this character you will not be able to save a lot of Zenny on your early days, unlike the Acolyte. Because here in this game you will notice that when you are playing this, you will be always buying health potions and mana potions, and these potions are the reason why on early days you will not be able to save a lot of Zenny. And for the archer, you will just not buy potions, you will also buy elemental arrows. So for damage wise and for leveling, archer is same with Acolyte, but for Zenny wise, Acolyte will be much better. That's why we are going to put this character below the Acolyte. So this one will be here in A. Again, I'm placing it here just below Acolyte because of the Zenny factor. Okay, so next one is this Mage. Well, Mage, you will be surprised here again that Soul Strike of the Mage is also super strong, especially in the early days of the game. And even when you advance to a Wizard, Soul Strike will still be your go-to auto skill for grinding. It's one of those skills that stay useful throughout your journey. Yeah, and not only that, Mage also has a passive skill of SP recovery, and this is a game changer guys because it helps you save a lot of Zenny by minimizing your need for mana potion. So damage wise, the Mage is right up here with the Acolyte and the Archer, but when it comes to managing your Zenny, it's definitely better than the Archer. That's why we're placing Mage here in S tier, right alongside the Acolytes, just above the Archer. Okay, so next is the Swordsman. Well, Swordsman is actually my favorite character in Ragnarok because I used to play tanky characters in Ragnarok. Most of the build of my characters in Ragnarok is always tanky. But anyways, in the early days of a new server, you need to realize that the server will be fully loaded with players farming and grinding. And as a melee character like this Swordsman, you'll be constantly competing with long range classes. Like by the time you reach a monster, range characters like archers and mage will have already landed a hit, so you will always be a step behind. Okay, so for leveling, you will mostly be using the bash skill. And guys, don't get me wrong with this one. The damage from bash is decent, and even after you advance to knight, it's still strong. But based on my experience, it's not quite on the same level as the Acolyte's Holy Light and the Mage Soul Strike. So with the Swordsman, you will have to put in more effort tweaking your build to maximize damage, where Acolyte and Mage, their skills are naturally strong right from the start. So considering the extra effort required for this class and the disadvantages in grinding, I'm placing the Swordsman in B tier, so below the other characters we reviewed so far. Okay, so next one is the Thief. Now, based on my experience, this class can be one of the hardest to level up and make progress with, especially in the early game. And guys, here in this game, the Ragnarok, you typically want to use skills to one-hit monster for faster grinding. But as a Thief, I found myself relying heavily on normal attacks and the passive skill called double attack. Basically, this means that in the early days I was doing normal attacks, which made killing monsters feel super slow, and as free-to-play player you might really struggle to make any significant progress with this character. So I'm putting the Thief at the lowest ranking, which is the C tier. But anyway guys, I'm not saying that this is the worst character of the game, and actually if you can figure out a solid strategy to level up quickly, once you advance to an assassin, you can start using Sonic Blow for farming and leveling. And this character is fun to use in PvP since you can hide and then just pop up in front of an opponent with low HP and unleash a Sonic Blow. So guys, to wrap it up, while the Thief starts at the bottom in the early days, it can really improve once you become an assassin. Actually, I'll rank this character alongside the Knight. However, since we're focusing on the easiest characters to play in the early days, this one will still be at the lowest position. Okay guys, the last one is the Merchant. The good news is that unlike the Thief, when you play as a Merchant, you have the Mammonite skill, which you can use for farming and grinding. And the damage is actually quite comparable to the bash skill of the Knight. So I think this one should be placed right alongside the Knight. So therefore, I'm putting the Merchant in B as well. So guys, to make a conclusion, as a free-to-play player who will not be spending a single dollar in this game, I highly recommend going for the Acolyte, Mage, or Archer, and try to avoid the Knight, Blacksmith, and Thief. But remember, this is just my personal opinion based on my personal experience with multiple characters. And I have to admit that my Acolyte character has the most Zenny compared to my other characters. So I might be a bit biased toward the Acolyte class. But anyway guys, let me share one more thing that I believe will really benefit you in the early days of a fresh server. So I created this simple info table that shows all the basic cards that you can use for your character in the future. So guys, I want you to post this video and take a screenshot of this one, and trust me, this will really help you in your journey in this game. So the reason I made this table is to give you a glimpse of what your future build could look like. But guys, take note that this is just a simple card build, so meaning I'm not saying that this should be your build or else you will be weak. I'm not saying that, because I believe in this game, time will come where we are going to be surprised to a player who has this strange build but really super strong. So we are waiting for that moment, and who will be that player, right? But anyway guys, the purpose of this table is I want to help you see what will be the possible future build of your character. Because guys, I believe that knowing your future will allow you to plan ahead on where to grind and level up, especially in the early days of the game. So instead of just attacking random monsters that you see in the map, you'll start farming early the things you need for your future build while leveling up at the same time. And actually, that's what we will cover in the next video. So I'll be guiding you through your journey from level 1 to level 40, and I'll be showing you how to utilize this table effectively. So see you guys in the next video.